welcome back. It is what is it? It's Monday. Yeah. It shouldn't have been hard to remember it's Monday. I went back to work today. So, I just want to say thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me and looking at everything that I've stitched so far. If you watched my last video, you will remember that I was doing the Jessie Marie, or Jessie Turns 29 Sal, and we're almost done. We've only got a couple of days. And I've been going along doing pretty well. My brain's a little scrambled right now. I went ahead and did this video today instead of waiting because things have been pretty hectic and things have been pretty busy. I have been stitching on the thing I'm supposed to stitch on. And I was going to do the stitch along, or not the stitch along, but the, what do you call it? The vlogging. But I don't know with this lighting, hopefully you don't see it, but I have these well, that's a shadow. But I have a lot of markings on my face from allergies. And at least here in Oregon, the pollen count has been super, super high. And there is a few of us who don't have allergies to pollen, but we're getting affected by it. And when I go outside, it really itches. And so I really couldn't show my face, so I was just showing my stitching, which is no big deal. But there were some days that I forgot to film because we were having an incident at work that was really causing us a lot of stress and just a lot of anxiety, and it dealt with someone who is newer, and it did get taken care of. There's a lot that I can't go into. I'm not able to talk about, so that tells you how stressful it was. It was not a good time. And even today when we went to work, we just automatically tensed, and we're all like, well, we don't have to do that anymore. So the person's not there, and it's better, but it was a stressful situation. And I was on the phone with one of the ladies I work with, and someone else that I work with, and for quite a few days in a row. And so yeah, my mind wasn't on filming. I wasn't even thinking about it. So I thought I'd hop on here today and go ahead and show you. I originally thought, well, if I don't vlog it, then I'll do it when I'm all done, but there's other things that I'm doing too. And yeah, I know I'm going to be quite busy. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you what little haul I have. If I can find everything. I threw everything down. This, like, literally is a last minute thing. Sorry, there it is. I left it back there. So what I couldn't find is I got my just cross stitch, which I'm sure you all did too, and I've already tagged what I'm going to be stitching, and this is one of them. I want to stitch this. I can't say that I will, but it's really pretty. I like it. I just don't know what room I would put it in. These little tag thingies are not the greatest. I want to do this for my bathroom with the butterflies that I have down. The closer I get to my screen, the more you can see that on my face. Ugh. You don't want to look at that. It's terrible. This is really pretty. I want to stitch on that. This is really pretty, but I wouldn't use the same color. I think the color of the fabric is kind of drab. I'm assuming the other seasons will be in the other magazines that will be coming. Hope so, anyway. And then there's the Nora Corbett Dancing Mermaid. I'm stitching that one. Then I got my Brenda's Minders and More needle minders. So here is this one I bought separately, and this one, because you know I love the butterflies. And who could resist an owl? And this was the surprise for the month of April. An Easter egg, a blingy Easter egg. So I already have these on some of my things that I'm stitching. I can't think of it. But I put it back on here because when I put my stuff away, I don't like to keep the needle minders on there. I think I'm paranoid of them getting snagged or something. I don't know. I'm a paranoid person. But yeah, I love those. I am really becoming addicted to needle minders. I don't need to do that. And then I watch Miss Oh So Crafty, as you know, and she was talking about how she's been watching everybody stitch the Santa's Village, and she thinks that they're really cute, but they're not her thing. So she went ahead and got the Christmas Village from the Mill Hill patterns. And the Mill Hill, the Christmas Village is stitched on perforated paper. But she's doing it all on a piece of fabric. Now, I have seen these kits. And it really shows that if it's stitched on a piece of fabric that you think is drab or boring or not, you know, just not very pretty, it makes the whole design not really that appealing. And then when you see it on a different color fabric, or in this case on a piece of fabric, your whole view of it changes. So I saw hers on the fabric she chose, and I instantly fell in love. And I've seen her show this on the last few of her videos, and I got on it right away, and I ordered it on 123 Stitch. I had to. And it just came in the mail today, and this here is the Tree Farm. So that's the first one. So this is what she stitched, so I'm stitching along with her. Well, I'm not stitching along with her. I'm getting the kits as she's stitching it. So it comes with the little thing here, which I think this is a light, like a candle lantern. It's got the floss. It's got the beads. I gotta stick it so you can see. So there's this one here and that. All those beads. I think there's some right there. And then this is the perforated paper. And I'm sure I will use the perforated paper on something. And then, of course, you've got your chart. And here's the village. So I want to get all these. So what I decided to do, because I'm limiting how much money I'm going to spend every month on 123 Stitch. And I could have, I probably could have gotten 2 of these. I don't know. But what I decided to do was get this. And you know I'm getting the Christmas, or the Santa's Village. So I decided to go ahead, and when I order each one of these, I will throw in 1 or 2 of the buttons for the Santa's Village for the kits. Sorry, not the kit. I'm really scrambling my brain here. The charts that I already have. And then once I do that, then I'll get the chart with the specialty floss it calls for in the button. So I went ahead and got the cookie that was for the Mrs. Claus pattern, and then the peanut brittle from Classic Colorworks for that chart. Now I know you could do all DMC, I'm sure. But I thought, wouldn't it be fun? It's just one, and what's the harm in that? And I don't even think they all have buttons or specialty floss, but the ones that do, I'm going to go for it and have fun with it. So I'm going to wrap this up and put it with that particular pattern. So that was my 1, 2, 3 stitch order. I'm limiting myself 25 bucks because I buy these needle minders that are so cute from Brenda, and I've got my grime guard. I will be showing you the grime guard that went with the Easter egg. It's just on my new start, and it's got all the fabric tucked around, and I just didn't want to take it off. So you'll get to see it when I pull that out. But I'm getting that. I'm still purchasing my fabric from Under the Sea Fabrics. Now, for those of you who don't get from her, we paid for this month for April, and then we'll pay for May. And then she's going to ship it at the end of May because she had a water break in her kitchen, and that's where she dies. So I did pay for my fabric, and then I'm going to switch it over to the larger piece of fabric because I decided that I liked it. For May, I just need to contact her and let her know that. I still haven't done that. Oops. I better do that. And then, so then I'll have that to show you at the end of next month. So why don't we go ahead and get started on all my whips. Oh, I also cut my hair. I normally flat iron it, but during the week when I work, my hair has to go up because it's in a hairnet. So it doesn't look as nice as it should because of that. So anyhow, let's move along. I'll tell you in order of everything that I stitched, except when there's something that I stitched more than once, then I will just show it to you once. Somebody is having a dog mare. So on day number 1, which was the 15th, stitch on your oldest whip, and then on day number 8, which was the 22nd, stitch on something that's close to finishing. It was all the same thing, which is my mercantile. And if it wasn't, if I had gotten that done, I had to stop. I would have, and then I have a couple little stitches here. I would have had the complete bottom done, the whole thing down here done, but I didn't. So after the SAL, which ends on Wednesday, starting Thursday and the last 4 days of the month, I am going to work solely on this in the afternoon and finish it. I will finish it. Right? Right. I'm really thinking about giving myself a month off from that so I can work on something else. On the second day, the 16th, stitch on something with the initials J, M, D, or S. Sorry, I'm looking out my window. What did I do with it? Oh, what did I do with the friend? This is behind you. Everything's behind you. So it was my sunflower, and this is as far as I got. I will be stitching on this on the last day, which is family, because as you remember, I said that this really reminded me of my mother because she was such a gardener. And so when I come in on this on Wednesday, I want to finish filling all of, well, I want to fill all of this leaf in. So I'm still loving this piece. I think it's still really beautiful. This is on a 14 count. Okay, I'm going to throw all of this back in my little stitchy box. And then the third day, stitch on something you were enabled to stitch. So this was, I was enabled by Mackenzie. I think I did something wrong. with her name. I think I said the Sweet Array. It's the Lovely Array. I know I accidentally said the Sweet Array on Instagram. And somebody came on and said, don't you mean the Lovely Array? Oh, I do. I did. My bad. Oh, sorry. It's the Lovely Array. Hey, Rico. So I was enabled by the Lovely Array, and I have gotten all the way to the end. I didn't have time to do all of this, and then I have to do these little things on here, but I made it to the end. So next time I pick it up, I'll finish this corner and start working my way down. Pretty excited about that. I just hope it doesn't take me just as long to go down. Because it's a square. It's the same size all the way around. Get that all in there. And we're all good. And then I was supposed to stitch on maroon, orange, or purple. So I stitched on my Wicked Witch. I'm sorry, I don't have the chart. But this is all that I got done. Sorry about the light. It's evening time. I was getting to the second row and I had to stop. And it is the roof. It's the part that was purple because I was sticking to purple. That was really fun. I didn't want to stop. But I had to stop and make dinner, and then it was time for me to stitch on Hazel. I hope all these bags are not making it difficult to hear. And then stitch on something with an animal. Bonus points if it's a bulldog. Well, she's not a bulldog. She's a Vizsla. I'm sure I'm butchering that. So, here she is in all her glory. Sparflicon. I'm frogging this, people. It's not very much, and I'm actually successfully doing it. I had to stop because I need to get my seam ripper so that way I don't damage anything around. But the problem that I have with Pick-to-Pat is a lot of times they will use the same symbol but give it to you in two different sizes. And I was in a mad rush, and I'm stitching along because I finished this and I'm done with that page down here. And I was just blindlessly stitching, and I saw a circle, and boy, really showing you my face. I saw the circle, I grabbed the circle color and started stitching, and in the back of my mind was like, something's not right. That's a little too red. And then I got up here, started doing her ear, and that's the color. And I stopped, and I'm like, when I went to find this color, it's a circle. So I grabbed the circle, and that's when I realized there was two circles. And I knew that. I knew that. But my brain had shut off at that point. And I had to frog it. I really had to. It was the only part that had all this burnt red stuff, and it's almost gone. And once I get this off, it's all one color, and I'll come in and fill it up. It'll be really fast to fill that in. It's not a whole lot. I do have one color to do here, and it was here, it's kind of speckled, but I'll be able to fill it in. But yeah, that was, I don't need to take a quarter step back, but here she is. She's coming along. I'm back into Hazel. She's right here. I did finish the ear, so yeah, I'm going along. It's all good. Look at all these park threads. Crazy. Crazy, people. Crazy. I'm going to put that there. All right, what am I doing now? Stitch on something pretty. All right, so I have some explaining to do. You know I said I was going to do that garden fairy, right? For the second time I was going to attempt to do it, and I really want to do it. And she really is pretty, and I really like her. But I got these tabs, and I started tabbing all my magazines. And the 2 nights before I was going to start the garden fairy, sorry, I'm going to cough. I was tagging the last of my Cross Stitch and Needleworks magazine. And I came across this chart right here. And I could not stop thinking about it. I like become obsessed with it. Because it's got the, and I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it, the Algerian stitch. Something like that. And then it's taking back stitch, and boy, I'm really losing my light. It's taking back stitch and making it the main stitch. You're doing designs with back stitch, and instead of just using back stitch as as an outline. And so I had to start it. I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I knew that needed to be something pretty. I didn't want to wait to something or do a new start, because the new start was going to be a while. Plus, it's going to be my nephew's wedding sampler. So this is going to be the something pretty, and it's also my new grind guard. So here's the grind guard, and it works perfect with this because look at the colors. It was like it was made to be across this thing. But here it is. The center is backstitch, which if you had better light, if we had better light, you'd see it looks like stained glass. The green is the Algerian, oh, that's really bad, eyelet stitch, sorry. And then all these, this is a pumpkin orange, and this is kind of a pinkish. That's all backstitch, which is shaped like diamond shapes. So I absolutely love it. And then the Algerian, I'm probably saying it wrong, eyelet stitches will go around here, and it's going to be, it's a Renaissance era garden, so like an old English garden. That's what it reminds me of, is an old English garden. Hey Rico. So I do have a question. I also purchased these little beads because I had already done my 1, 2, 3 stitch order, or else I would have added some Mill Hill beads. This thing is covered with French knots. And inside of these, all around the outside of each of these, not the green, just these, is supposed to be French knots. And I think that would make it look too gaudy. So I'm trying to decide, give me your opinion, if I should do French knots or if I should do beads, because the beads are the flowers also. Man, I wish this light was better. You see that blue? That's supposed to be French knots. Those would all be beads, which would be these beads right here. And then in the center, it looks like the pink is 2 different colors. It's not. It's all the French knots. And there's some that's cross stitch in here. And there's some that's flowers that's just back stitch also. But I was thinking of doing the beads for the flowers. And then, what do you think? Do you think that I should do beads, French knots, or should I just leave that alone and not do anything? I think we'll know more when I start getting further into it, because my dog wants out. Because whether I do French knots or I do the beading, my dog is snoring, I will do it at the end. So you could also wait until I get further along to see. Sometimes when you get further along, you'll go, oh, no, I know what I'm going to do. So, there's that. So that was my something pretty, and I also made that my something difficult too for that next day because I couldn't stop stitching on it. I really became pretty obsessed with that. So, let's see. Then, and then also diamond. It was something difficult, something diamond, and that was a diamond shape too. Stitch on something close to finishing. That was the Afghan. And then 29, and I did 29 minutes. So I did 29 minutes isn't very long, people. It's not very long at all. I did 29 minutes on this, so I had some part threads and I just cleaned a few up, which I did up here, and then I did one right straight across. That's all I did. And then I did 29 minutes of my Barbara Anna Designs Oh Halloween Tree. Somebody else, Tina is doing a Barbara Anna design. Saw it on her Instagram from Simply in Stitches. My cat keeps sneezing. And 29 minutes gave me the bottom part of the tree. That's it. I stitched all the way this way and stitched all the way that way. And I parked my thread for the next row. That's all 29 minutes gave me. You're probably going, why did it just give you that much? That was during one of the hectic times, and when you're on the phone talking to somebody about what's happening at work and everything that's going on, your mind, you know, you stop. And that really wasn't fair of the 29 minutes, I know. But things happen. So there's that. And then those were the 29 minutes. So yeah, I did stitch for an hour. It was two different things though. And then today was bookish. Which you know what bookish is. It is my happily ever after. Light's really going. So I finished up all this, what I guess is, what do you call it? The hills. And then I'll come along with the white, and I think that will be snow. I'll do her face. I do want to do an outline between her hair and face because in person it's hard to see the difference. And then the white, which is like this up in here. I'm hoping the next time I pick it up I can finish it. And then I will be going to Billy Goat Grass, which I will have to do the border for that too. So that will take me longer. Like this doesn't take me long enough. And then tomorrow, I'm up to today, so tomorrow I will be starting this. I have everything for it. The wedding sampler. And I did not forget this. And then the next day will be, of course, the sunflower. But I did not forget this. I picked it up yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, I stitched on an hour and a half. That's right, because I did the two for 29 minutes. And then I went ahead and since I chose to do the other thing that was difficult because I couldn't quit stitching on that new start, I went ahead and grabbed this and got Blossom all the way down. So that was pretty quick actually. It was mostly backstitch. There was just a few quarter stitches and like one full cross stitch on each letter. And even then the M only had a couple quarter stitches. So I did do some of that. My dog's really having a difficult time wanting out. I have the doggy gate closed. So that's all my stuff. I'm going to have a 3-day weekend this weekend, and I hope to get a bunch of stitching stuff done. But our company, once a year, volunteer. You can volunteer as long as you want, but through the company, we volunteer for the food bank. Now, last year, my second lead and I went to the food bank and we bagged up like frozen foods and to be shipped out to all the places that distribute the food. We are going to this year at a school actually in my area. We will actually be putting the food in food boxes if people come and get food boxes. So we will be doing that for a couple hours on Saturday. It's right next to a store, so I'll be stopping off at the grocery store. And I think I will be stopping off at the craft store at Joann Fabrics because I know I need something. I think it's another piece of fabric, I'm not sure. And I need a couple more colors for, my eyes are looking everywhere, sorry. I know I need a couple more colors for hazel because I'm running low. I got a couple and then I forgot a couple more. You use a lot of those browns in that sand, a lot. So then I hope to come home and keep stitching along. So not this weekend, but quite possibly the following weekend, I will probably be meeting up with my friend and having lunch. And I know Hazel won't be done. So again, I've missed another mark. You know, I do feel really, really bad about stitching all this other stuff when all these stitches could have been on her. And I did take a week for my rotation and make her the center for both afternoon and evening, and that, I think that's what helped me get one of these pages as done as far along as I have. I just got that row and I'm done with that page. So I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to start on her. Like, I'm just going to go start stitching on her. So yeah, I'm going to get off of here so I can get going on my evening. And I've only got so many hours and then I got to go to bed and go back to work again. I hope you all have a wonderful week coming up here. We're only on Monday. So yeah, everyone just enjoy your stitching. Take time to stitch. Take time for yourself. Take time for whatever craft you want. It really does help. I think it really helps me be more prepared for work because I'm doing something relaxing and enjoyable. And then when I go to work, now that things are better there, I don't know, I guess I'm just more ready. Instead of just always work, come home. Work, come home. I'm coming home to something I enjoy. So I hope you all get an opportunity to do the same thing. And we will be talking to you again probably, I don't know, maybe this coming weekend. Since I have 3 days off, I might have time. We'll see how much stuff I have gotten done by then. So thanks again, everyone, for stopping by and watching and listening to me ramble. I will talk to all of you later and hope to see all of you who are doing Flosstube soon because the iPad's coming on and Flosstube's coming on with it. So see you all later. Bye.